Hi, this is Billie Moffat at the Gail Borden Public Library, and today we'll be making this polymer clay pendant. It's a super easy pendant to make using polymer clay. Today I'm using Sculpey that I just got at the craft store, and it's a really simple thing. All you need is Sculpey. Today I'm using 3 colors. I'm using white, red, and a light pink. You'll also need a little rolling pin, a blade for cutting, a ruler, and something to punch a little hole. So let's get started making this simple swirl pendant necklace out of polymer clay. So let's move the camera down and get started. And here we go. Today I'm just working on this piece of glass because my craft table was a little messy from linoleum, cutting linoleum, and I wanted to make sure I kept the clay clean, so I'm just doing it on a piece of glass. So it's really simple. All you need is some polymer clay. It's really easy. You just cut it off. Today we're using Sculpey 3. And I'm just kneading it to make sure that the texture is nice and even and soft because I haven't used this in a while. If polymer clay is kept in an airtight container, you can reuse it over and over again. It stays pretty nice. So my red is pretty nice, but the red has left red on my fingers. So when I'm using polymer clay, I always keep a little wet wipe next to me to get rid of the colors on my fingers that are a little more bold than others. I'm just drying them off so that I can rip off a little bit of white. And the white is already pretty soft, so I'm just going to leave that there. And now I'm just going to get a little bit of pink. A little bit more. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl the 3 colors together to make an interesting pattern. Polymer clay is simple and easy to use. If I really worked this together, I could make a soft pink color, but I don't want to blend them together. What I want to do is make them swirl together. So I just pressed the white, the red, and the pink together. And now what I'm going to do is just twist. And I'm going to roll it. Give myself a little room. I'm going to roll it all together. Now I'm going to put it together again, and I'm going to twist some more. Just twisting it together. I'm gonna roll it out. Divide it into 3. You can do it as many times as you want. Gonna twist it all together. Roll it out, and I just want to twist it some more. Twist it all together so it makes it into a spiral, and I just want to make an interesting pattern that will look pretty on my necklace. So I'll just do it one more time. And I'm just twirling it together. I'm just going to roll it out. Now I'm going to take one side and I'm going to roll it into a small coil. If I had an extruder tool, I could shove that through and push it through and make a perfect one, but this is just fine. I'm making a very small snake snake of I'm just going to break it apart there. It was getting thin. I'm just making it a snake where it's all about the same color. And now to make my pattern, what I'm going to do is start a little coil. Just pushing that closed, that I'm going to wrap it around my finger until it becomes a coil. Now I'll put it down and pat it down so it stays flat. And I'm just going to coil it around, pressing it lightly with my fingertips. I never want to press too far because you can see your fingerprints in Sculpey if you press really hard. Get it around. Boop, boop, boop. Just press the end of the snake in. I want it a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to make some more snake coil. It's getting a little thin there, so I'm just going to rip it apart. Even this one out just a little bit with my fingers. I can feel the tension. So what I'm going to do is just connect this underneath and then just keep wrapping it around. What I like about doing it on hand is that the coil is never quite all exactly the same. Here's where it joins the last time, so I'm just going to press that in to hide it a little. I like the unevenness. It makes it unique and individual. Makes it look more handmade and more individual than if it was all perfect. Press it in. I gouged it a little with my fingernail, so I'm just going to rub that down. And I'll keep going to make this snake a little bit more so I can make my coil a little bit bigger. A little rolled apart on me, so just press that down. Pressing the coil around. Nice and neat. It's super easy to make. I'll just do one more. There we go. So this is a little thin to do, so what I'm going to do is make a back piece for it to sit on to give it a little more effort, a little more girth when it's baking, something to sit on. So what I'm going to do is roll out a piece of red to put it on. You can use any color you want. I'm just going to use up this red here. And first I'm just going to knead it in so I make sure I have no air holes in it. So I'm going to roll it thin. Take my little rolling pin. Just going to roll it in all the directions so it's nice and flat, whoops, and even. If you mess up a little like that, that's okay. Just keep rolling. Make sure it's nice and flat. Look on it at all sides. And then I'm just going to take my little blade here and I'm going to scoop this up and press this down. Just gonna press it nice and not too firm. And I'm gonna save some of this red so that I can use this again. I'm going to reuse it, so I'm going to save as much as I can. And now, because I want it to be square, I'm just going to cut it off. Scoop this up and put this to the side. Save my scraps over here. Try to make this as square as I can. It's not always easy to cut a square on the first try, so I'm just going to trim off where necessary. And there we go, a little square. Scoop underneath to make that down. Now all we need to do is punch a little hole to put the cord, and I can put that wherever I want. I can put it on the corner or the side. And this is just a little round tool that just has a little hole in it. You can use almost anything. So I'm just going to stick it in. Turn it around. Scoop this up, and there it is out. I'm going to put all of my scraps aside and save these because I can blend them together to make a pink later on. And I'll just scoop up these other pieces. Now all I have to do is bake. I have a piece of parchment paper here, and I'll put this down. Now is the important part with math. Sculpey and everyone has instructions on it. This one says to bake at 275. It also says that every 15 minutes, every fourth of an inch of material needs 15 minutes to bake. That's not the widest part. Not the widest part here. What you want to do is measure the narrow part. And the narrow part is 1/8 of an inch. So if every quarter inch needs 15 minutes, this is 1/8 of an inch. I will bake this for 7.5 minutes in an oven at 275. Different polymer clays need different temperatures and different times. So make sure that you are looking at the instructions on the page, on the wrapper. So I'll just pop this in my oven, and it comes out looking just like this. Super fun and individual. Let's move the camera back up. Thanks so much for joining me this week, making this beautiful polymer clay pendant. It's super fun and easy. It's great for teens and adults. Make something for yourself, make something for somebody else. Making things is a great activity, and it just soothes your soul. Don't forget that the library is open to pick up books through the drive-up window right now. And if you have any questions, librarians are standing by to answer them by phone, by email, and by text message. Please visit our website, gailborden.info, for more activities, videos, story times, and other things we're doing online. Thank you so much, and have a great day. And don't forget to visit the library and make something in the future. Have a great night.